What's going on, guys? And this is my review of Conan and the City of the Dead, written by John C. Hocking. Now, this review is going to be a little bit longer because I'm going to be covering two stories in one book. Those stories being Conan and the Emerald Lotus that was released in 1995, and the unreleased sequel, Conan and the Living Plague. And both were written by John C. Hocking. Starting off with the story of the Emerald Lotus, Conan is being tasked by a sorceress and her band in order to take them across the deserts of Stygia to locate and understand the secrets of the Emerald Lotus. What the Emerald Lotus is that it's basically a plant that devours flesh and blood in order to grow stronger over time, and if handled carefully, it can be cultivated into substance to where sorcerers can use that substance in order to gain more power. The downside is that once they take this drug, not only will they gain power, but it'll also slowly kill them over time. And depending on how much they ingest the drug or how quickly they gain an addiction from it, it will kill them faster. So yeah, the first story is giving me a Little Shop of Horror vibes. But aside from that, it still had plenty of action and a lot of danger, and it can keep you on the edge of your seat at times. But when you get to the Living Plague, oh shit. This story in particular was the magnum opus for City of the Dead, because not only did it take Hocking 30 years to get the story published for the very first time, but as a Conan story, this literally had me shook. Because in this story, Conan teams up with a band of mercenaries in order to raid an old abandoned fortress which is known as Dulcine. And within that kingdom, they're being attacked by an army of the living dead, which they're all being controlled by an entity that is literally the living dead. And right off the bat, it sounds like a basic zombie story, but it's not that simple. Because if these people touch you, or if you come into contact with their blood, you're instantly dead. So not only is it interesting to see Conan being put in a situation that he could probably never get out of alive, but I love how the story shows how resourceful he is and how he thinks his way out of situations. So if you didn't find any enjoyment in the first story, the second story is definitely worth the read. And aside from the pacing in both stories and how uninteresting the main villain is in the first story, I really did enjoy this book. Is it the best book I read? Not really, but is this something that any Conan fan can pick up and enjoy? Absolutely. And I especially love how the author tries to use Lovecraftian horror to put an unstoppable juggernaut like Conan in a situation that he probably can't get out of. And like I said earlier, it's all worth it to read the second story. Because if Emerald Lotus is Little Shop of Horrors, then Conan and the Living Plague is like Bloodborne. And being somebody who loves this game and who loves the story of this game can literally appreciate what this story was trying to do. And with all that being said, I give Conan City of the Dead 4 out of 5.